Hello everyone, I'm Kevin Piland and thank you for listening to my show today. Now, although I don't really have much to talk about, there's one thing that I can talk about. A name change. It's time for a game change. Starting in August, the Kevin Piland Show's name on Facebook, anyway, will now become TKPS News. You'll still see the same news clips as before. If you've liked the Kevin Piland Show's Facebook page, you'll notice what I'm talking about. The reason for the change is because I haven't really had much time to get on the computer to even talk about my news things anymore half the time. And even if I did, I wouldn't have been able to actually do the shows because of my job at Sears. The one thing that remains the same is news. That's always going to stay the same. And another thing that will stay the same is my commitment to making sure that you have something to listen to on SoundCloud. That's something that's going to remain the same. And the episodes of the Kevin Piland Show will remain on YouTube. And the one thing that won't change is how you follow me on Twitter. My Twitter handle will still be @PylandKevin. That part stays the same. What won't stay the same, starting in August, is the name of my show on Facebook. Yes, you'll still be able to watch the Kevin Piland Show on Facebook, but the name will now become TKPS News starting on August 1st. That's the only thing that's changing. Nothing else. Now, when we come back, I'm going to talk with my friend and see if he's in on the idea, and if there's anything that he wants me to keep in mind. Stay with us. And welcome back to the show. Now, I do have some unfortunate news for those of you who enjoy my show. One of my best friends, who not only is a huge fan of mine, but also has even been known to have my show on his show from time to time, was involved in a rollover accident on May the 3rd. He's doing okay. And because of that, I want to raise awareness. So let's welcome Sean Hardesty to the show. Hey, so I understand that you were not only in a rollover accident, but also you were blamed for the incident. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, well, one thing led to another. The driver, he was being a douchebag and freaking out and wanted me to take the rap for something that I didn't do, and it was like his wife wanted the same thing, and I said, no, I'm not taking the rap.
I don't blame you, and before you explain further, I want to explain to the fans why. The main reason I bring that up is because my goal is to make sure that everyone prevents false accusations from taking place as much as 50%, because as you can imagine, anyone could be blamed for something at any time and they wouldn't have any idea what's going on. So take me back to what happened. You were the passenger of the car, not the driver, am I correct?
Yeah, I was the passenger, not the driver.
That's correct.
And essentially I wore a seatbelt, so that was the smartest thing I could ever do too.
You did the right thing by wearing a seatbelt, and I commend you for that. And what I want to find out is there was also an unrelated rollover accident, which I did hear about on the news, and you said it happened after you went through it?
From what I heard from a different couple of people, there was a person that was just texting and driving going down the road on that accident. It took several cars up from what I understand, but as far as my rollover, it happened at 45 mile an hour on all spotted tires. So make sure you get the tires checked and everything.
Okay, but the unrelated one had to do with texting and driving.
Yeah, she was texting and driving. She had a seatbelt on, thank God. But all she did was walk away with a scratch on her face. That was about it.
Man. And to think that even AT&T had the It Can Win campaign, and they don't even acknowledge it, and they should, because texting and driving is just as bad as drinking and driving. And
yeah, it's like you don't want to do both, you know.
Yeah, and I read a report that a reporter from KUTV was arrested for DUI. And she was, yeah, she was a reporter I've been watching for the past couple of years now. In fact, she was one of the main anchors at KUTV. So, first to my surprise, Shauna Lake was the one arrested on suspicion of DUI. So, but KUTV decided not to comment, which I can't blame them for, because personnel matters are none of our business anyway. But what is our business is raising awareness and getting people to realize that not only do we have to prevent false accusations, we also have to pay attention to what we're doing on the roadways.
Oh yeah, make sure that you stay safe on the roadway and make sure you're following all the rules and get your license if you don't have a license. By all means, study for it.
Yes, you did mention to me that the person who was driving the car with you was not a licensed driver. And that was completely unacceptable. That person should have at least obeyed the law by any means, because now you're having to make sure that... I apologize for the dog barking, but I mean, the fans will still know what I'm saying. But the main point is, now you're going to have to make sure that every person you're with has a license, so that you don't end up in the same thing a second time. And did you have to go to the hospital for any reason whatsoever?
Not any reason whatsoever. Just chose to on my own.
You chose to on your own, and you wanted to make sure that you were okay and still able to work and all that.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think this will do it. I want to thank you for being a guest on my show and to raise awareness about not only false accusations, but also being safe on the roadways. I want to thank you for that.
Hey, not a problem. Pleasure being on the show, man.
And we'll be back after this. Don't go away. I want to take a moment to personally thank Sean for being a guest on my show to talk about not only texting and driving, but also preventing false accusations by as much as 50%. We all have to do our part. And before I leave you, I want to take just a moment to talk about a story I just came across today. In Tucson, Arizona, a woman is accused of substituting flour for infant formula in containers returned to several local stores for refunds, and police have warned the public to check formula containers sealed for tampering. One child got sick from ingesting tampered Florida, but is in good condition after being treated at a hospital and released on May 5th. The chief of police held an unusual nighttime news conference to disclose the arrest and to warn the public. He stated that we're concerned about this and wanted to get the information out as quickly as possible to avoid any other children from becoming sick. The police stated that the suspect was motivated by money and apparently took place over at least several days and possibly up for 2 months. The formula was either purchased or stolen. The chief medical officer for Pima County stated that tests are being conducted to determine whether other substances were in Florida in formula containers along with flour, such as something to make it more palatable. The police also stated that the woman in question was arrested Thursday on suspicion of fraudulent schemes and artifices and child endangerment. Now, I must warn you that the child endangerment has nothing to do with her child, if she ever had one. It only has to do with the kids whose moms have gotten them the baby formula to begin with. other than that, I want to thank you for watching the show and for listening on SoundCloud. Have a nice day.